First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening and welcome to the programme. Now, it's an unknown fact here on Match of the Day that the last game to take place in autumn, and this being the end of November that it always produces the best game of the season. And tonight is completely no exception. It was the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. What transpired, and I'm not underestimating this, is the best game of the season so far.
Spurs with it all to do now. Ball played in for Anderton, faced by Keogh. Oh, Anderton went down in his storage, and I think he's lucky to get that. It's a penalty. I think he's very, very lucky. What a sensational game it has been. Here's Platt, the former England captain. David Platt!
Extended highlights of this thrilling game coming up. Newcastle Utd knew a win against informed Chelsea could put them 3 points clear at the top of the Premiership. But Chelsea, after beating Manchester United at home, would be no walkovers. It was a massive test for Kevin Keegan's side.
Exchange with Vialli, with Italian connection, with a delightful pass to Scott Minto, who's onside.
Of course, we've got all the games, goals and talking points from all the other games in the Premiership tonight. And we've got our dream team here that are full of controversies between them. Trevor and Trevor join us for the game. But first, the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. A game itself which looked like to be easy winnings for Arsenal, sitting up the table than Spurs in mid-table. Could Arsene Wenger's first taste of North London rivalry be one in which he could shine? Or would Jerry Francis show them exactly how it's done? Felt a bit like England versus Europe almost at times. What was happened in this game? And I promise you not, it's the best game of the season, so sit back and enjoy the commentary of this one with Trevor Motson.
Well, here we are at Highbury. What an atmosphere. 38,000, the sell-out crowd. It's been sold out for weeks, this game. You can't get a ticket for love the money on a day like today. Cold, wintry maybe, and it's freezing, and I've got the sheepskin on. But the atmosphere, I can tell you, is white hot. Arsenal in red and white, Tottenham all in white, so both teams distinct. You can distinct from their traditional colours here at Highbury. And what atmosphere it brings here from both sets of supporters. Arsenal, whose manager Arsene Wenger takes charge of his first ever North London derby. Jerry Francis takes charge of his fifth, I think his sixth North London derby. Plenty of opportunities for the two managers. Arsenal line up with three at the back, Bold, Adams and Keogh. Winterburn and Dixon will take up more sort of a wing forward roles and left to right flanks to provide the bullets hopefully for Paul Merson, Ian Wright and Dennis Bergkamp. Tottenham 4-4-2 straight for them. Gary Mabbutt, the experienced of the two centre halves, has to take injections because he suffers from diabetes, and big up to him for doing that. A lot of responsibility will fall on the right shoulders of Jason Giselle and David Howells in the middle of the park. So a great atmosphere building here for this North London derby. Tremendous occasion, and we're here. We're going to bring it live here on Match of the Day. Spurs are taking the North Bank in the first half, incidentally. Here's Vieira forward, down the corner to Merson. And it goes to Dixon. Good football this from Arsenal. Good ball in there. Oh, and Merson just couldn't hook it goalwards, or not it goalwards. But the Reggie Vieira starts all that. Onto Ian Wright. Then Merson, onto Dixon. Some lovely one-touch stuff from Arsenal there. And just to finish, Lacton at the end. Aaron Anderton, good play. where looked a real player during the recent European Championship, which you saw with us on BBC. Here's Anderton now. Good turn and wide. Certainly having plenty to say in this North London derby. Man nicknamed Sick Note because he has a lot of injuries, Darren Anderton. He's fit and ready to play on this one. Ball by Wright to Merson. Back to Wright again. And a good block there by young Sol Campbell. The Gary Mabbott style of defending that. Maybe his defensive partner, more senior defensive partner there, Gary Mabbott, teaching you one or two tricks of the trade. Not sliding too early. Just right. Anyway, corner to Arsenal. Dennis Bergkamp will take it. Looks good there behind our graphic there, but there we go. There's Bergkamp corner towards Platt. Away towards Winterburn in time. Spurs with 6 to 7 back at the moment, trying to force Winterburn down the cul-de-sac, but he's found Lee Dixon here. He's found Merson, who stabbed it, go wide! And stabbed it in past Walker! And Arsenal take the lead! 17 minutes gone, Arsenal in front. Paul Merson. Oh, he loves them on occasions, as Paul Merson. He absolutely adores them. The man who spent all of his career at Highbury in the red and white of the Arsenal scores a crucial goal for them. Fantastically well worked. Winterburn didn't give the move up, but the presence of mind to Friedrich Dixon, who in turn found Merson. And Merson, with the most cheekiest of toe pokes with his right foot, absolutely stabs it in past Ian Walker, and Spurs are trailing. Arsenal have scored. Paul Merson. Martin Keown now, half an hour played. It's a nice ball from right to left flank. Winterburn. Experienced campaigner for so many years with the Arsenal. Good ball in, but not, as I say, good ball in. As a good idea, but the execution was poor. Walker's kick, however, was poor. Straight to Winterburn. Now then, right with a chance. Away from Campbell. He'll get a second man and a cherry! And why does he take it? And he left, and Ian Walker has to take the blame on two fronts. First of all, that horrendous kick away from his hand, straight to Nigel Winterburn, which set the chance up. And secondly, when Wright shoots here, you'll see it on the second replay, he leaves at least a good quarter, maybe more of his near post open, and that's more than enough for Wright to pick his spot and to give Arsenal a 2-goal lead. Watch this, Winterburn's back header, and watch Walker here, just losing with a quarter of the near post to aim at, and that's enough for Wright. He doesn't need a second invitation. Arsenal 2 goals in the lead. The first goal was well taken by Mercer. The second one, how good the finish was from Ian Wright, was self-inflicted by the Tottenham keeper on 2 occasions. This is Armstrong. Spurs with it all to do now. Ball played in for Anderton, faced by Keown. Oh, Anderton went down in his storage, and I think he's lucky to get that. It's a penalty. I think he's very, very lucky. In my money, and I'm looking at it from the naked eye, our camera platform is quite low here at Highbury, and I have to tell you, I think the referee's got that one wrong. Watch this. I called it from the naked eye that Keown never touched him, and the replay has certainly proved it. Never a penalty, but still it's been given. Teddy Sheringham with the chance now to make it 2-1, which he does, 2-1. And Arsene Wenger is off the bench, I can tell you, off camera, furious about that decision, because there was no way in the world that should have been a penalty kick. Sheringham takes the ball back to the centre spot. I think it's a bit early to start doing that at this stage, with only half an hour gone, but Sheringham here, coolness personified. If the penalty decision was dodgy in its award, there was nothing debatable about the penalty scored by Sheringham. So it's 2-1, and Arsene Wenger is absolutely perplexed with the officials here, because that penalty, in my opinion, and I'm sure 38 other Arsenal players and Arsenal fans will agree with me, should never have been given, and that is a great tackle. And oh dear me, referees lost it here for me. I don't want to accuse him of being biased towards a certain team, but when you look at the replays there, Tony Adams takes the ball cleanly. I don't want to accuse him of biasness towards Tottenham in any way, but that's the way it's looking at the moment. That was never a Tottenham free kick, but it's given Sheringham a chance now from his free kick. It's tough to get it over the wall. Sheringham, yes, he's done it! What a sensational free kick! Put our cameraman out, and Sheringham has made it 2-2. And I can tell you, what a sensational free kick! Surprised everybody, as well as our cameraman. We'll have to look at the replay to just see how good this free kick was. We didn't see from the initial camera angle. Seaman actually did well to get a hand to that. It was a terrific free kick. And it was just as good as Kaz's in 91 in that cup semi-final. Seaman was on the receiving end that day. Could do little about it now. Could do little about this one now. And Tottenham are back in it at 2-2. Knowles to Fox. Armstrong to Anderton. Fox. Roll Fox. Deflected off Tony Adams and a corner. Tottenham's first of the contest. Well, we've had 43 minutes of, tremendous endeavour from both sides. Two great cracking Arsenal goals and two very, very disputable decisions that's been given for Tottenham, which have led to goals. One of them a sensational free kick from Sheringham. Here comes the corner in towards Anderton, and he was beaten in the air this time. John Scales. Sheringham obviously he's on a hat-trick. Oh dear me, that's not a foul. That's not a foul. Steve Bold is fuming. Lee Dixon is fuming. And if you see the replay, watch this. Scales has it. Look, Dixon takes it. Nothing wrong with that at all. Anyway, Sheringham, who's on a hat-trick now, could complete it from a free kick. Sheringham for the hat-trick. Oh, Seaman has thwarted him this time. And maybe justice has been done. But Spurs aren't finished yet. David Howes chips it in. Can't try to find Darren Anderson, and it's gone away. But Sheringham nearly completed a hat-trick, and maybe justice was done there, because that should never have been a free kick like the previous two in the first place. But David Seaman this time made sure that justice was done. Right. Platt. Arsenal just need to get thinking about what's gone before now and just get on with playing some football, which they're doing now. Bergkamp's cross and Wright was there. Just couldn't finish the job off there. But well, when we look back at this first half, I'm sure that Trevor in our studio, Trevor Hanson and Hill, will be looking forward through all those first half talking points. Let's hope we get plenty more in the second, because this has been sensational stuff. Dixon. Also attacking the clock end in this second half. This is Dennis Bergkamp. We've had nearly 4 minutes of the second period. Here comes Tottenham now with Sheringham. Nothing wrong with that challenge. And given away there by Sheringham. Ryan Bergkamp to Merson. Now Wright. Good turn by Wright. Oh, good effort and a good save. Ian Walker to the rescue there. Made sure he didn't make the same mistake twice, leaving his near post open up. Make sure he gave none of the near post for Wright to shoot at. He did just that to the letter. That's better for Ian Walker. Better goalkeeping. Quick clearance. Sheringham. Bold on top. And here he goes forward. Will he have a shot? Oh, I thought he was going to do. Mabbutt back there for Spurs. Pulled this to close back. Now Bold is out of position. He's stopped the attack straight away. Here's Will Fox. Here's the young Irishman Stephen Carr, only 18 years old. This is Fox. Oh, what a lovely ball. If Sheringham can reach it, he can. He's away from the area. It's Teddy Sheringham for the hat-trick. He's got it. Sheringham completes the hat-trick and completes a remarkable Tottenham turnaround. And however controversial it has been, what you can't argue with is the blistering finishing of Teddy Sheringham. No argument about this one, no doubt about it. Carr starts it, Fox with a deft little chip, Sheringham in behind Vieira, and he had Too much strength for the leg in Vieira. We could probably do with some beating up maybe in the summer. The young Frenchman. Keogh playing Sheringham onside, incidentally. There was no doubt at all he was onside here. And what a core finish with the right foot beyond Seaman. Sheringham completes a hat-trick and Tottenham are in front for the first time. So Arsenal now with 67 minutes gone, with it all to do here at Highbury. Winterburn. What a sensational game it has been. Here's Platt, the former England captain. David Platt! Over the top. A bit of frustration creeping into the Arsenal ranks now. Substitutions have been made, one for each side. Parlour for Winterburn and Spurs replaced by Justin Edinburgh. Free kick from Platt came to nothing. Bold did win the header well against Teddy Sheringham. This is Tony Adams. Paul Merson. Platt is on the scene here to his right. Platt will line up the right foot. Oh, it's got a wonder goal! David Platt! Sensational stuff here at Highbury. The former England captain has struck a crucial goal. It's 3-3. And one more twist and turns are we going to get in the next quarter of an hour now. David Platt. What a sensational goal. Almost as good as the Sheringham free kick, if not better. What about this one? Ball in for Mercy. And Platt saw the opportunity, saw that the top of the defence had backed off. And there was nothing in the world that Ian Walker could have done about this. Merson, beautiful weight on the pass, couple of touches to set himself, and he hit it so well that not even Walker could have got there. And Arsenal are back in it at 3-3. Well, we've got about 7 minutes plus injury time to play, and if there's any more drama in this game, it's got to come in that remaining time. I think we've got the old schoolboy adage now of the next goal winning it. It's just a case of next goal wins now. It's Justin Edinburgh going to provide something here. He's bundled Platt off the ball, what I thought was illegal, and then Fox comes in, charged away by Adams. And Arsenal as well, that will be justice done, I think. Some very fraught referee today, Wenger meant. But don't forget all that now, if Parlour goes on the run himself here. Here goes the Romford Pelé. That's his nickname, by the way. And the Romford Pelé wins the corner for the Gunners. And that looked a foul on David Platt, no doubt about it. The number 7, Will Fox, had the shot, and it was charged away beautifully by Adams. It's Dennis Bergkamp with this Arsenal corner. 3-3 with 5 minutes to go. Oh, it's got in! It's Parlour the substitute! The Romford Pelé may have won the game for Arsenal and the North London bragging rights. And if it stays the same, the gap between the two sides will go to 9 points. Sensational game here at Highbury. The North Bank rejoices like it's never rejoiced before. Spurs all over the place. Walker went for it, decided to retreat, and that proved fatal as well. The goalkeeper in two minds. Parlour cashed in, and Arsenal lead with 4 minutes to go. Well, what have Tottenham got left in the tank? They must be deflated by that Parlour goal now. Parlour header. But what a topsy-turvy match it's been. Armstrong, Sheringham, it couldn't be 4-4. It is 4-4. Oh, what can you possibly say? What can you utterly possibly say about this? Sheringham gets all 4 Tottenham goals, and Spurs, at the end of it all, may have just saved themselves a point. What talking points we're going to discuss in the studio tonight, folks, because this game has had a lot. 8 goals, deadly finishing from both sides, referee controversies, it's had a lot. Teddy Sheringham gambled, and gambled he did. That's brave centre forward play. Seaman is very likely quick off his line, but another daft chip into the area, this time from Chris Armstrong, and Sheringham goes in there where it hurts and has drawn Spurs level. 4-4. Parlour. It could possibly be another goal now, surely, as we're deep into injury and stoppage time at the end of a sensational 90 minutes of football that we've just witnessed here at Highbury today. Dennis Bergkamp. This has got to be the match of the season, never mind the match of the day. Bergkamp! Oh, he nearly won it! He nearly won it! It's out for a throw, but Dennis Bergkamp could have won it for Arsenal. They still might win it from his throw. It's to Merson, it's to Platt. The cross in there, Bergkamp on the volley! Goal kick given. And that should be that. I'll tell you what, if you're a neutral watching this, you want this to go on forever and ever. What a game it has been. This was the first ever save by Walker. I don't think you'll get a better North London derby if you ever tried. 8 goals shared between them. Controversy, missed chances, bad refereeing the lot. Lots for Hanson and Hill to digest in the studio with Trev Lynham later. That's for sure. Here's Dixon. We're still going on. David Platt. It's so engrossing, this game. A famous pundit said it's a funny old game, football. Certainly been a funny old afternoon down at the Marble Halls of Highbury. And still we're playing on. We've played nearly 5 minutes of stoppage time. And here's Dennis Bergkamp. Bergkamp to win it. Good save. And that will be that. Well, for for drama and excitement, you cannot get any better this season than a 4-4 draw. And what a match of the day we've had here. This was the replay at the end. Teddy Sheringham with 4 goals for Arsenal as we see Bergkamp's shot saved. Ian Wright scored 1, Paul Merton scored 1, David Platt with a sensational goal to make it 3-3, and Ray Parlour got the 4th. Sheringham got all 4 for Tottenham, and maybe, just maybe, at the end of it all, we'll look back at this in 100 years' time and say what a sensational derby match this was. Certainly one for the archive, and certainly one to remember. But 8 goals, controversy, near misses, it could have been more than 4-4. That's how good it was. The final score, Arsenal 4, Tottenham 4 in an absolute classic.
Well, chaps, we've got to talk about just how good a game that was, and the question I'd like to know is, why was it such a good game? Well, the truth be told, the defending was diabolical. It was non-existent at times. You as a defensive coach, you'll watch back and watch some of those plays and you realise that so much of that could have been stopped. But I think what we've got to do is give credit to both managers and both sets of players for the fact they didn't go out there to tactically stifle the opposition. They went out there to win the match, and that's what mattered, and Arsenal went for it. And real credit for Tottenham Hotspur for coming back and getting it. And I think a special mention to Teddy Sheringham. I think that's his best ever performance. Well, Trevor, what about Sheringham? He's got back in the England side. He's got to be a starter against Italy in February, but it was a fabulous performance from him. Yeah, he hasn't quite got on with this Spurs side this year, and there's potential talk of maybe Sheringham moving on. He was excellent today. His movement just absolutely defied Arsenal's back three. Bold, Keown and Adams couldn't pick off Sheringham. He found himself in the right place. It's a good penalty. It's an excellent free kick. But his 2 other finishes is just instinctual. His equaliser, his 4th goal, is my favourite because it's a yard ahead of him. He's got the experience. He's so brave to throw your head at the ball from that position. I just thought it was brilliant, and congratulations to him. Well, we've got to go ahead and praise Teddy Sheringham for his 4 goals. He joins John Hartson as players that have done that this season. But a magnificent performance and a magnificent game. Excellent stuff there. Yeah, brilliant. I don't think you're going to see this every week. To be fair, on Trevor's faults, we've waited 3 years for this. We've got it again. I don't know whether we'll ever see one again, or when we will. It'll be a long time. But it was a brilliant match. It was outstanding. And there were chances to win it at the very end, wasn't there, Trevor? Quite a few chances, to be fair. Really good chances, they just weren't taken. Well, before we go to Chelsea versus Newcastle, it's time to wrap up all the other games that have taken place in the Premiership. Report here comes from Trevor Sinstadt. The Midlands derby between Coventry City and Aston Villa turned out to be a goalless affair, but there were some excellent moments in the match. No so when Asias's effort was saved brilliantly by Mark Bosnich. Aston Villa's best effort arrived when Alan Wright's cross was met by Slobodan Milosevic, but his header went wide of the post thanks to Steve Origowic's relief. The best moment of the match arrived again when Jess's cross again was met by John Solarco. From 7 yards out, he flicked it wide of the post. Replay showed it was perhaps harder to miss than score, but it shows you the fine margins at top level football. Liverpool started well against Wimbledon but faded as the game went on, but it perhaps shows the quality of the crazy gang at the moment. Patrick Berger broke through and gave Liverpool the opening lead in front of the Kop. As celebrated as it was, Liverpool started to fall back into the shell as the match went on, and eventually Leonardson found enough room to go through on goal and curl the ball round James and inside the post and get the crazy gang equaliser. Liverpool may feel perhaps this is 2 points dropped. Big point for Wimbledon. Sunderland, along with Newcastle, the only side which has an unbeaten home record this season, and that was under threat when after Mark Pembridge's cross, Andy Booth headed the ball home to give Sheffield Wednesday the lead. But Sunderland show they're made of stronger stuff at home these days. Paul Bracewell was able to break three, charge in on goal, and when the moment counted, he had the finish that was just too good in the end for Kevin Pressman and the equaliser for Sunderland, and they maintain their unbeaten home record. Manchester United produced one of those comebacks that they're famous for at the moment, because it wasn't the best start for them against Middlesbrough, truth be told. Particularly in the 17th minute where Stamp broke through and squared it through for Mikael Beck for the easiest goal he's going to score this season. And then a Manchester United mistake was enabled Beck to score his second goal. Fabrizio Ravanelli found space down the left, Pallister miscontrolled the ball and allowed Beck to turn and swivel and toe poke the ball past Schmeichel. Cue Manchester United's inevitable comeback. Middlesbrough knew they had to get to half-time without conceding. David Beckham's ball enabled Ollie Solskjaer to find half a yard. He got away from Nigel Pearson. The shot was too good for Walsh, and Middlesbrough knew that they were up against it in the second half. And in the 75th minute, the equaliser eventually arrived. Roy Keane stealing the ball, playing the pass through to Nicky Butt, where instead of shooting as he did last week, squared it to Ollie Solskjaer, who toe-poked the ball under Walsh to give Manchester United the equaliser. Middlesbrough will wonder just how on earth they didn't win this. Leicester City started well against Everton, but Everton at the moment is showing a bit of form at the moment as the Premiership continues, and Duncan Ferguson's header gave them the early lead. But Leicester City have shown at the moment that they do have the ability to upset the big names. Muzzy's cross eventually was met by Neil Lennon, it hit the bar, the insulting melee resulted in a penalty kick. Onge Konchelskis in the end was guilty of bringing down an Everton player in the penalty area. Referee Iraini pointed to the spot and it was clearly there, but Watts had been caught. Up stepped Muzzy Izzet with his moment, and he maintained his 100% record from the penalty spot this season, and Leicester City equalised. But it was Everton in the end that found a way to win the match, and it happened very late in the game, and to be truth. Duncan Ferguson squared it across to Gary Speed, one touch for him, and a right-footed shot which caught everybody out. 2 minutes of added time the goal arrived in. It was the latest goal scored in the Premiership today. It was a priceless winner in the end for Everton as they make their way further and further up the table. Leicester's inconsistency at home shows. West Ham United were beaten by what Harry Redknapp called the best goal he'd ever seen by an opposition at Upton Park. And here it is. It's Paolo one shot that dances away past Mark Rapier. Then when it came to the key moment, gets past him, waits to find half a gap and slots it between Milosevic and post. Truly outstanding goal to win a game. Leeds United continued their winning ways and there was a big breakthrough moment for Ian Rush. First and foremost, he got the opening assist for Tony Yeboah to strike to put Leeds United ahead at the Dell. And then, after long loss, Ian Rush's goal drought was broken. It was a good move in the end between Rush and Yeboah. The two started to link up nicely in the end, and from this finish it was too good to beat Dave Besant. A big win for Leeds United, who know they need to pick up their form this season. This was touted as the relegation six-pointer early in the season, and in the end it got off to an excellent start for Blackburn Rovers and Chris Sutton. This wonderful strike put Blackburn Rovers ahead. Rovers themselves, their form has improved dramatically over the last few weeks, and it showed in the fact that they were able to go 2 up quite comfortably in the end. Jason Wilcox's header was quite brilliantly saved, it has to be said, by Crossley, but when it came back to Mark Sherwood, look at that for a hit. absolutely no chance. I don't think there's any goalkeeper that could have stopped that. And indeed, Stuart Pearce said at half-time that's the best goal he's seen, perhaps scored at the City Ground this year. But worryingly in the end for Nottingham Forest, they haven't won a game at home this season, the only side to do so. Alfinger Haaland gave them hope, and in the second half wore on, Nottingham Forest trying to find a winning goal. And it was Dean Saunders that rolled back the years to get away from Colin Hendry, and then put one-on-one with Tim Flowers, was able to go ahead and score the equaliser. Forest couldn't find a win, they're still yet to win at home. Blackburn Rovers will feel this as 2 points dropped. So with all those games and results under there, Newcastle United knew a win against Chelsea could put them 3 points clear at the top of the Premiership. Chelsea knew there was the opportunity for them to move up to 4th place. It was a big moment and a big match that neither could afford to lose. Commentary from this one comes from Trevor Davis.
A chance for either to rise up the table, failure to do so could be seen as a missed opportunity for both clubs this afternoon. Newcastle United, if they were to win here, would go 3 points clear at the top of the FA Carling Premiership. If Chelsea were to win, they would leapfrog their London rivals Arsenal. And for Chelsea, they're boasted by a starting place of Gianfranco Zola, who impressed in their 1-1 draw in their previous game. As for the rest of the Chelsea lineup today, it's Mark Hughes that drops to the bench. Other than that, it's the same side that played. For Newcastle United today, there are changes, with Rob Lee partnering David Batty and Lee Clark moving over to midfield, with changes also made to the fact that Gillespie moves to the bench. At the same time as well, Philip Albert is brought in at centre-half. 3 Newcastle United players, including Ferdinand and Asprilla at the far post. In the end, it missed all of them. Not quite sure how. Here's Warren Barton. It goes back to Ginola, who stayed pretty much unmarked. Steve Clark's across with him now. Does well to win the ball. Here's Wise. Zola. Exchange with Vialli. Italian connection. With a delightful pass to Scott Minto, who's onside. And Shaka Hislop, who has come in for the injured Pavel Cernicek, has made a really good stop here. This was delightful play. What a pass that was by Vialli. Minto was through, but he managed to hit it right at Shaka Hislop, who came out and narrowed the angle down well to make the stop. Certainly have the numbers in midfield today. Here's Newton. Vialli. Here's Minto up against Barton. In the end, he's dispossessed unfairly. Lee Clark disagrees with that decision. Referee David Ellery says no. Just perhaps explains the rationale of his choice. Let's have a look again here. I don't think there's anything too malicious with it. For my money, he's won the ball there. I think that's a strange decision. So, Leboeuf and Zola are both over this for Chelsea. Zola will try to go for goal, and it's just punched away by Shaka Hislop. It's not the most convincing stop, but they all count. I think he was caught out trying to charge forward for that. It's recovered well. Zola with another corner. Wise is coming short, but Ginola is with him. Floating it in towards Newton, who gets his head to it. But it's going to fall to Les Ferdinand, who's back there defending. And loses it. Newton, what a ball! Is Vialli onside? Yes, he is! There's the answer to your question. The opening goal was Chelsea's. What a pass from Eddie Newton. And Newcastle United failed to clear the ball. And Chelsea sends Stamford Bridge into raptures in West London. Well, great work from Newton to win the ball back off Ferdinand after winning header. And it was, in fact, Warren Barton that played on Vialli. Newcastle's defensive frailties have struck again. They pretty much changed their back line for this. And Vialli, well, there's nothing Hislop could do about that. And Chelsea lead. Keegan's Newcastle Newcastle are trying to push forward here. It's a good looking ball to Aspria. Up against Sinclair, who does well. Just catches the Colombian off guard. Here's Zola for Chelsea. Vialli looking for the runner, Zola, and finding Zola. What a wonderful pass. Gianfranco Zola, 2-0. Oh, what a goal that is. The pass through to Zola again. Two brilliant assists, but a magnificent hit. And Gianfranco Zola makes it Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 0 in the 31st minute of the first half. Well, this is just delightful play. It's just essentially 2-on-4. But Viala and Zola completely outraged. Zola shows his pace past Barton. His hit catches Hislop out. The argument could be made, would that as one Cernacek might have stopped. Out injured for this one. Zola hits it early and it flies in. Rely on Aspria to pick the ball up. Here's Barton. Lovely ball to Ginola, instant control, teasing ball in, header from David Batty's gone wide. Close as Newcastle United have come to a goal, which sums up just how poor they've been in this first half. It was an excellent ball, Ginola with a good cross in the area, but good defending, I say the birth, to put off David Batty, and it's been a half of frustration for Newcastle United. Mateo, he's just lost it. So Clark did well to get it away from Ginola, who gets it back again. Robley looking to play it through to Ferdinand. The Buff heads it away, only as far as Ginola. Goes on. Good challenge. Poor clearance. Lee. In the end, Chelsea get it away. Here is Zola. Looking for the run of Vialli again. Newcastle United seem to have a little more urgency in their play. This is Aspria. That's a Bella looking ball to Lee Clark. That's a good cross. That's a good comeback. Les Ferdinand heads home. Just as the intensity was stepped up on the half of Newcastle United, they snatch a goal back before half time. Chelsea could not clear their lines. The press was obvious. Aspria with an excellent looking ball. Clark with a really good cross. Despite the Clarkian blue doing his best Superman impression, he could not stop the immovable object in this Ferdinand heading that one home. And it is game on now at Stamford Bridge. Batty. It's a good interception. Chelsea to come forward through Zola again. Vialli trying to find room. Zola going for goal. Oh, he wasn't far away! Gianfranco Zola is not afraid to test check a Hislop. And it's delightful to see. Gets away and oof. That's so close. This little Italian maestro. An early change required in the end. Gillespie's going to replace Lee Clark at the start of the second half. First big chess game is played by Kevin Keegan. Ginola's corner. Substitute Keith Gillespie is on the edge of the area. Along with Robley charges in now. And the header is punched away. It was by Aspria originally. Beresford tries to flick it in. It's Ferdinand onside. Another save by Karine. The flag does not go up. That would have counted. That's a really important save. Does leave Chelsea at the moment on the counter-attack. Petrescu. This is Wise. Di Matteo. Here's Dan Petrescu. David Ellery waves play on. Wise again looking for the run over for Petrescu. He gets there. Does put the cross in. Had it away. Chances continue to arise for either side. Well, the effort on goal was a solid one at the end of the day, but it does show perhaps a lack of confidence in the goalkeeper for the fact that he punches this away, but it gives Newcastle United hope when your goalkeeper doesn't get a hold of it. Barton to Batty. Really lovely pass to Ginola. Now it's Rob Lee. Now it's Ferdinand. Good save. Gillespie's going to get there. Gillespie's cross. And in the end it's just headed away. It's not convincingly. Rob Lee again. Lovely touch. Gillespie dispossessed by Minto. Zola. Vialli. Newton on the space. More Chelsea counter-attacks here. Eddie Newton. He's got Minto for support. He's going to put the ball in himself. And the header over in the end was by Dan Petrescu. Well, this is lovely work by Chelsea on the counter-attack again. The save made by Karine and very nearly punished by making it 3-1. Well, Alan Shearer is injured but on the bench today for Newcastle United. Are they going to call on his services? The answer is yes. Faustino Aspire is coming off, and after his injury layoff, Alan Shearer returns for Newcastle United. Here is Newton. 10 minutes to go to the end of the contest. Vialli and Chelsea looking to finish it. Newcastle looking for an equaliser. Alan Shearer has played through to life football. Karine just lights out. Really important goalkeeping there by Dimitri Karine. Shearer had set Ferdinand through, but the goalkeeper, that's brilliant. Pretty much playing as a sweeper.
Well, in the end, that is the result. It's a great one for Chelsea in the end, and good work tactically by Ruud Gullit, you said, Trevor. Yeah, I thought Ruud Gullit today set up his Chelsea side to completely stifle Newcastle and hit them on the break brilliantly. Gianfranco Zola for me was outstanding. He linked up with Vialli beautifully today. Hands down man of the match. It was excellent football. Real credit has to go to the way in which Chelsea was set up, the way they played. Everything they did was absolutely spot on. I mean, Newcastle are definitely missing Alan Shearer, and I've questioned the decision to bring Shearer on when we know he's not quite recovered from this back injury. Is this going to set them back? But truth be told, it was an outstanding performance by Chelsea. Well, Trevor, what did Newcastle get wrong today then in that? Well, for me, I think Newcastle didn't adapt. They were outnumbered in midfield. They knew that a team that was going to sit there and maintain a lot of the ball, and they continued to try and push down the wings. And, you know, Lee Clark was their best player. He took a knock. He had to come off for Gillespie. Ginola was isolated out left. Newcastle needed to get their wing-backs more involved. Beresford and Barton needed to charge forward more. And if they could get further forward and get more of those crosses in, I think they could have caused more problems. But they were worried on the fact that they were caught on the overload. And by an overload, I mean that as soon as the wingers bomb forward, Chelsea can go have 3-4 players in attacking positions, and then you've got a 4-on-4 or 3-on-3 situation, and in that you can expose a defence. So again, it's brilliant work tactically by Gullit. I think maybe a change of formation Keegan might want to have thought of here that may have been able to bring it. Maybe he could have rotated into more of a wing-back system to match Chelsea's. You never know. It was a great tactical battle, but the credit goes to Chelsea's game plan because it worked brilliantly. Well, big result for Chelsea, big win for them, and this is what it does to the FA Carling Premiership table. And Liverpool join Newcastle United at the top with 27 points, separated by 2 goals in the goal difference margins. Manchester United and Chelsea sit 3rd and 4th. Of course, Manchester United do have a superior goal difference to Chelsea. Arsenal, after that point, dropped down to 5th place. But you can see it now, we really do have a top 5. Wimbledon, West Ham, Aston Villa remain for 7th to 8th. Everton with the big results climbing up in the table. Tottenham down to 10th after that point. Bottom of the table, well, Blackburn Rovers and Nottingham Forest haven't really done themselves any favours with that 2-2 draw. Leeds United were the big movers out of the relegation zone. Coventry City enter it for the first time. Further up the table, Derby County, after winning against West Ham, move up to 11th place. So a fabulous week of football, and we have had the best game of the season. What you really want to know is, will we see another game like this? From Trevor, and everybody here, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.